Joe Biden versus Vivek Ramaswamy. Who would win in a hypothetical general election? I'll map out the answer here on the Jonathan Lovegrove YouTube channel. So today I'm going to start with a core map. The states you see already color-coded are states that the majority of political analysts would agree on going into the 2024 election. So we have 10 states, these big 10 states that will likely decide the election. So I'm going to go through these 10 and then we'll see how the electoral count works out to decide a winner in this hypothetical. So let's start on the West Coast. Let's start with Nevada. Now, when you look at Nevada, Nevada has had an influx of California liberals moving away from California into cities like Reno, Las Vegas, Sparks. So it's grown in population, and Biden won the state in 2020. So it looks kind of bleak for Republicans, but look at this. In 2008, Republicans had 42.7% of the presidential vote. 2020, Republicans had 47.7% of the vote. So Republicans have shown that they can grow their support even in a state where more liberal-minded people are moving in. Also, Nevada has elected a new governor, Lombardo, who is a Republican. So I would expect Vivek Ramaswamy to win Nevada. Now let's head to Arizona. You have to consider that Arizona is a border state, so residents of Arizona are going to be more up and personal on that crisis, which could be an advantage for Vivek. However, if you look back at 2016, Donald Trump won by a very narrow margin, and then in 2020, Biden won. Highest level for a Democrat since 1964. Also, Nevada just elected a governor, a Democrat, Hobbs. And with Biden's 2020 win, I would expect Biden winning Arizona. Now let's go to Iowa. Iowa turned red with Trump in 2016, and it stayed red in 2020. Also, Trump has attacked Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds, and Kim Reynolds has shown that she is very positive in supporting the other candidates in the field. So I would expect Reynolds to heavily support Ramaswamy in the state. I think this would be a pretty easy win for Vivek. Next up is Wisconsin, which is truly a toss-up state. Trump won it in 2016, Biden won it in 2020. Now, the thing to note here is, states like these, it really comes down to the economy. It's the economy, stupid, as the famous phrase goes. So let's look at Biden's economic approval rating, which is down to a low of 34%. Because of this poor economy, I think Biden would lose this swing state, so I'm going to give Wisconsin to Vivek Ramaswamy. On to Michigan. Now, Michigan is a historically blue state, but in 2016, Trump had an upset, went back to Biden in 2020. Here's my case. Trump's message uniquely resonated with seemingly forgotten blue-collar families. I think that's a unique phenomenon that is just for Trump. I think really when you look at Michigan, it is a blue state that Trump was able to upset in 2016. I think Joe Biden wins Michigan. I still think it's a blue state at heart. Now, Ohio might be the easiest state in this list. It's a firm Republican state for Trump. It has a Republican governor, and Ohio is Vivek Ramaswamy's home state. So I would expect Ohio to be an easy win for Vivek. On to one of the most important states of the 2020 election. A state that killed Donald Trump in that election was Pennsylvania. Biden won by a microscopic margin. And I think we come back to the economy principle. It's the economy, stupid. Especially in an industrial area, I think Vivek would easily win Pennsylvania. Now it's on to Virginia. Now, the key political factor in Virginia is its changing demographics near Washington, D.C. So it's become a very liberal state. Joe Biden won by 10 points against Trump in 2020. Now, I just called Virginia a liberal state, but if you look at Virginia's governor, Glenn Youngkin. Glenn Youngkin has been doing some incredible work in Virginia and has made huge progress statewide for Republicans. That definitely gives Ramaswamy hope in Virginia that Glenn Youngkin could come, endorse, step up, help him campaign. I still think Virginia is a bit too blue. I do think Virginia still goes to Joe Biden. Next up is North Carolina, a state similar to Virginia. The demographics there have shifted the state left, but it's still consistently red in presidential elections, so I think Vivek would pull out a win in North Carolina. Now it's time for the final state. It is Georgia. Georgia Republicans have suffered what I would call the Trump curse in the 2020 presidential election and the Senate races that have followed. Trump has cursed the state of Georgia. Georgia, in my opinion, is a Republican state. You look at Brian Kemp, a highly popular Republican governor. And I think Kemp would likely support any Republican candidate that's not Trump. So with a Kemp endorsement in hand, I think that Georgia would easily go to Vivek Ramaswamy. And here you have it, the final results on the electoral map. It looks like Democrats would have 252 electoral votes, and Republicans, Vivek, would have 286. Meaning I do believe Vivek Ramaswamy would win in a general election versus Joe Biden. If you appreciated this analysis, make sure to subscribe. We've got lots more coming soon. I'll see you in the next video.